We arrived at Bogliasco at nighttime, so we didn't really understand the landscape until the morning. And to wake up to that incredibly emotional landscape of cliffs and water was transformative.
You have the main villa, the Villa dei Pini, which is right on the ocean, which goes down to these craggy rocks down to the Mediterranean. And it doesn't really make any difference what time of day, whether it's in the morning when the sun is coming up and you see it sparkle on the ocean, or from my music studio when I get settled in for the day, I look at the water, to the evenings where you have these soothing, smooth winds coming through that smell as delicious as you can imagine.
It felt like I was on the top of the world. The beauty was stunning, is stunning in my mind, continues to be stunning. I think about it all the time.
I wrote a piece for viola and piano called The Viola Had Suddenly Become a Voice.
I'm a choreographer and performer.
I'm a novelist.
J'écris. Là, en l'occurrence, j'écris une pièce de théâtre.
I'm a dance writer. I write mostly for the New York Times, but I've been working on a book about the choreographer William Forsythe.
I'm a sculptor. I do various kinds of sculpture, from small to large to installations.
I'm a philosopher. I decided, because no one else could do it, to translate into Hebrew Kant's Critique of Your Reason.
I've been working with ideas about city planning and drawing as a kind of form of documenting density in how cities are planned and organized.
Scrivo poesie, oltre che scrivere poesie scrivo anche narrativa e saggi. Ci incamminiamo su questa terra di confine instabile e franante. Non è che una pausa, mi dici, ma questa sospensione ci consente di approssimarci all'ombra da cui le verità sorgono illuminandosi.
The Bogliasco Foundation program is really for artists and scholars who have distinguished themselves in the world and come together in a very unique community that happens to be in probably one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
The applications are rigorously reviewed by many people. It's an application process really somewhat more complicated. That is to say, more serious and more careful. The reason for that is not that they are more fastidious or more ponderous than other organizations, but they are interested not only in good projects, but in how those people will work together as a group.
Because we cover all of the disciplines of the humanities, both the arts disciplines as well as the scholarly disciplines, such as history and philosophy, we can easily put together a group of 8 to 10 fellows without duplicating.
It's like being on Noah's Ark, but only one instead of two. So I don't have another composer necessarily to bounce my ideas off, which I find fine, actually, because I really interact much more profoundly with a visual artist or a filmmaker or a philosopher.
There's no sense of competing with somebody coming from the same field. The idea here is everybody is on the top of their own field. And since the quality of our fellows is extremely high, the interaction between the participants is very intense.
Part of the landscape is the studios and the staff that combine to make you able to go to bed thinking about your project, wake up thinking about your project, completely undistracted by the normal domestic duties of a life at home.
I'm amazed, in fact, by how productive I've been able to be and how much more connected I feel to the book.
Bogliasco is unique. There's no question about it. The problem is it's very easy to look at it and just sort of become, oh, this is so beautiful. But in fact, it takes funding to keep this thing going.
The next steps for this foundation, I think, to grow is to raise its profile. I think we need to continue to attract other great scholars, because I think this is a wonderful opportunity for somebody to use the time to reflect and come up with new creative ideas that they may never have otherwise come up with. One is to market it and make sure that it grows from a profile perspective. And two, we need more funding.
We need the generosity of the others to help us to continue with this. It would be nice if we can think about the future of the foundation forever.
The greatest pleasure for an artist is to work. Every morning, to roll up your sleeves and go to your easel, go to your keyboard, go to your typewriter, and try to make something that will last and give pleasure. And I get that feeling nowhere else but at Bogliasco.